Pre-IPO, SpectrumX is a company that operates in a specialized area of biopharmaceuticals utilizing hypochlorous acid. Now, this is a naturally occurring chemical in the human body. Damien Hancox is founder and chief executive, and he joins us now. Damien, welcome. I want to get on to the IPO in just a moment because that's an exciting event for next year.
Absolutely.
But before then, what is it that SpectrumX has, because this is a fascinating area of the market that I knew nothing about until I first spoke to you.
I mean, hypochlorous acid is essentially the backbone of the human immune system. It's the chemical which is produced by our white blood cells to fight infection within the body. And the truly unique thing about our business is we've got the first truly stable formulation which we're able to provide shelf life, and the versatility of the molecule is such that we're able to bring products to various different markets, including pharmaceutical, healthcare and cosmetics.
Why can no one just take this out of a body or some sort of sample?
It's an extremely volatile chemical, so the stabilization period has taken our partner in the United States over 30 years to get to this point, and really is a preeminent source of understanding of the chemical, such that we've got specific formulations of HOCl for specific applications. So we have a special formulation for our respiratory infection product, which we're starting human clinical trials with in March. We've got what we believe is the most efficacious sanitizer product in the world, which has shortly been launched, which is already NHS approved. And then again, because of the versatility of the molecule, it heals skin, it cures blemishes and things like this. So it's also an excellent candidate for the cosmetics industry.
Sounds a bit like stem cells, which seem to be the magic for some things. But this hypochlorous acid seems like it has a lot of applications. The breathing in, the
nebulizer.
The nebulizer. Before we went to air, I was talking about the applications of this, and it combats flu and things, does it?
Absolutely. Well, so our in vitro data shows activity against a wide range of pathogens. So influenza A and B, all known forms of COVID, and it's also efficacious against antimicrobial resistant bacteria, which is what we believe will be the next sort of silent pandemic. So by 2050, AMR, antimicrobial resistant pathogens, will be killing more people than cancer is today.
Why do we not know more about this then? What is it that, as I said, you've got this special way of doing things, but I mean, this sounds like something that should have been discovered a long while ago.
Well, I mean, it was discovered well over 100 years ago, but the unique thing that we've got is our HOCl, I describe it as HOCl plus. So It's the additional stabilizers in there which essentially create a unique chemical compound which is patentable. So the reason it's been overlooked by big pharma, for example, for so many years is we are the first company with our partners in the United States to have a patent protectable formulation, which gives us that that access to capital in the market, because we've got a truly unique opportunity to have our IP protection for the 2022-year period.
I want to get on to the capital in just a few moments' time, get on the money, but I want to talk about the clinical trial program.
Yes.
How's that gone? What's happened? Are you through all of it or part of it? Or
we're doing what's called a human challenge trial, also known as a flu camp. So that's kicking off in March of next year.
So you give people flu?
Exactly. So yeah. So what we're hoping to show is not only do we treat influenza, flu, but also that we are able to reduce transmission. So if everything went to plan, in a few years' time, say your child comes home from school with a viral infection, obviously normally what happens is everyone else in the household will then become infected. So we believe that the data will show that we have the ability not only to treat the patient, so in this instance that child, but also stop transmission to the rest of the household. So in terms of the economics of that to society, it's huge in terms of sick days and things like that.
Mm. Because it is naturally occurring in the human body, does it go through the same trials and protracted approvals process that you would normally take a normal sort of treatment through?
It does. I mean, yeah, there's been very, very few clinical studies done with HOCl because, as I said, there was no IP protections, and clinical trials are an extremely expensive operation. The safety profile of our proposed drug is obviously much easier to understand from a regulator's point of view, because, as I said, if it was harmful to you, human beings wouldn't be alive.
No, of course, yeah. So let's talk about the money. My understanding is you've raised around about 11 million to date. Can I give you a 58 million sterling valuation, is that correct? But you're aiming to raise another 8 million, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, so we were originally planning to come to market at the end of Q1 this year. Obviously, market conditions have not been favourable for a lot of companies. So what we've done, we took the decision to protect our investors and to de-risk the IPO. So we've locked all of our original investors in at our proposed IPO price, which is 58 million. And then our value inflection point is going to be what we believe to be positive human trial data, which we're expecting sometime in July next year, and we're looking to come to market on the back of that, so probably around September.
Yeah. Over the winter, are you going to change your focus? Just going back to this thing about COVID, because I noticed that you didn't say you were treating COVID patients yet. Is that something you intend to do?
No. So again, we pivoted away from being a COVID company, which we're not. We are a broad spectrum infection prevention company, and the easiest and the best way to prove our model is in influenza. Although, as I said, we have in vitro data showing a 60-second kill time. So destroying all viral particles in 60 seconds on wild type Alpha, Delta, Omicron, every strain of COVID we've tested against. Obviously, recently there's been a lot in the news about the drop off in terms of efficacy of vaccines. I mean, vaccines have a part to play, but we believe that the long term, that you need to have an efficacious treatment alongside a vaccine.
Between now and the IPO, hope for IPO date, what do you see happening in terms of developments and milestones?
So very shortly, we expect to be approved on our NHS supply chain tender due in November this year. As I said, we've got what we believe is the only skin-safe sporicidal disinfectant in the world. So there's a particularly nasty bacteria called C. difficile, which is particularly prevalent in care homes, but also in hospitals. It's one of the number one hospital-acquired infections. What currently is being used in hospitals on skin is alcohol rubs and things like this. Alcohol has no activity whatsoever against bacterial spores, of which C. difficile is one. So we believe we're the only product on the market that can treat not only C. difficile but a wide range of other bacteria, all pathogens, fungus, etc.
Well, good luck with all that, and I'm sure we'll hear more before the IPO come next year, and we wish you all the very best. Damien Hancox, thanks indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
Damien Hancox, the Chief Executive of SpectrumX.
Thank you.